everyone. I'm so happy you're joining us here tonight at the University Club Center for the Tallahassee Quarterback Club, where we're going to be doing a toy drive just for tonight.
All the Go Gators, they hadn't done anything.
Please help us recognize our good friend, FSU alum, Hall of Fame, Walter Jones.
It's finally here. I just want to say welcome to everyone. I want to say thank you to the Tallahassee Quarterback Club for having me here tonight as your speaker. It's you hear all those accolades, and you never think you'll ever get back to this point where it all started for me. So for me, I just want to share. I worked on my Hall of Fame speech, and all you want to do is say thank you, but you never heard the backstory. So tonight, I want to share with you guys the backstory, how it all kind of happened for me, and how I got back to this point here. So for me, it's an honor tonight to be here with you guys and to share I guess you say the story, how did I get here back to Tallahassee? Well, I got back to Tallahassee. Thank you. And so I come from a very small town in Alabama called Aliceville, Alabama. I come from a family of 8, single mom. She, she tried her best, and she did work very hard to make sure that we was, taken care of. I was the 7th of 8 kids. I was, when I first, I was one of those kids that was, I wouldn't say I was a bad kid, but I had 4 other sisters and brothers that was ahead of me in high school. So at that point, my mom was working so hard to make sure that those kids, the older sisters and brothers was graduating from high school. So as a young kid, maybe my 6th or 7th grade year, I kind of laxed in my grades. I was, just going to school. I wasn't doing anything. I was just not doing my schoolwork. So I failed 6th in my 7th grade year. So, at that point, I was mad at my mom. I was, just being a kid, I think I was at the time. Now that I think about it, just being a kid, just mad because mom was working so hard to make sure that the older kids was graduating from high school. So I finally, figured it out that, I had to figure this out on my own. So I started saying, I'm tired of seeing my friends move forward, and I was staying back in school, staying back in another grade. So when I figured out that, I had to get my schooling, it was probably my 9th grade year. Now remind you, I was still 2 grades behind. So the story, it gets better. So what happened was, as a freshman in high school, that's when I got introduced to football. And I think football it changed my life forever. I was walking across the campus one day, and the high school had just hired a new football coach. And the football coach asked me, have I ever played football? And I said no. I said, when I was younger, my oldest brother broke his leg playing football. And so with my mom trying to, take care of everybody, it was a struggle for her to try to find ways to get, him. We had to walk to the bus stop probably about a half a mile. So when he broke his leg, it was such a struggle for all of us, and trying to figure ways to get him to the doctor, how to get him to the bus stop. So football was never pushed upon us after that moment. So we was I think we was in a state of shock, but it was something that we was, nobody ever talked about playing football until that coach asked me about playing football. And I told him, I said, no, I haven't played. And I don't know what he had saw, but, I watched, I know, have you seen the Blind Side? And that's kind of how it started for me, not in that kind of storyline, but seeing me outside playing with my friends, so he just saw the potential and asked me have I ever played football. And so what happened was he took me out on the field and just doing, doing drills and throwing the ball around and just doing everything that was football related. And we did drills for so long, and he didn't, after the drill was over, he didn't say anything. He sent me home, and probably about 2 days later, he came up to me and he told me, he said, son, you could be $1 million. You're $1 million walking around broke. And at that point, I didn't understand what he meant by that, but I was intrigued about playing football. So I went home and I convinced my mom to play football. So at that point, my mom was like, well, if that's something that you want to do, you have to be, you have to take care of everything, getting back and forth to practice. I can't help, so you have to figure that out. So I said, well, okay, this is what I want to do. I was intrigued about the game of football, and I took on that responsibility to say I wanted to be a part of the football team. So I played my freshman year, and things was going pretty good. I got into my sophomore year, and that's when it clicked for me. Football was something that I wanted to do. Everything that the coaches told me to do, it came easy for me. I would say a lot of the great award winners tonight probably can understand that point where you get to the point where the coaches can tell you to do stuff, and it came easy, and you could do it at a very, very high level. So, and that's what he kept pushing on me, that you're special and you can do it at a very high level. So that's when football changed completely. I was saying this is something that I wanted to do, and I can remember he said, like, do you want to go to a college game? Never, growing up in Alabama, all you knew was Alabama. So, going to a college game was never thought of. So he took me to a college game.
What was your most memorable moment at Florida State on the field?
I would say playing in my first game. I think we came out playing against Duke, and this is when I first, you come in, you know all the stats, and you know everything about playing for Florida State, and you know that you just dominate all the teams. So for me, my first start at playing Duke at Doak Campbell Stadium, and my first play, I was nervous, and I was thinking to myself, I'm playing against Duke. I can't do wrong playing against Duke. And so I got out in the first play, and the guy kind of just gave me a two-step, and boom, and he was past me. And the quarterback got the ball off. I was like, and I said to myself, whew. I said, now I'm playing D1 football. So that was my, but still, again, you have so many memories. I got a chance, Coach Bob told me when I came to Florida State that if you come here, you're going to get a chance to be part of something great. Even though we did win it all, kind of say if you come here, you're going to be able to play in a championship game, and I got a chance to. So I think that was something that I would, take, with me, that I got a chance to play in a championship game here at Florida State.
We appreciate it. We appreciate you being here, and thank you so much for your kindness. Quarterback Club, on behalf of the Board of Directors, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We hope everybody has a safe and happy holidays. Come meet the coaches and come meet all the winners, take pictures. We'll see you next year. It's been a great year.